It's just absolutely amazing. Every time that you tell me about your story, I mean, I've heard it multiple times, but I never get tired and I never stop getting inspired. And it's actually very interesting because we've talked about this before, because of the fact that you have literally faced death. You've been at the doorstep of death. I've always felt, you went from having a life expectancy of 19 years old and you're 26 years old now, in case we didn't make that clear to the audience. And so, 29, I'm sorry, oh my goodness, 29. So you're 29 years old now and you've gone through like this tremendous battle in life to get to be 29 years old. And so sometimes when I have my life situations, they feel so, so irrelevant and not that big of a deal, not too important, because of the fact that you have this deadly illness and you've faced death and you've gone through all these battles. And so we've talked about how I feel I feel almost sometimes like I don't even have the right to complain to you, because how am I going to complain to a person who has been through something 1,000 times worse?
Well, I think that nobody's pain, my answer to that would be nobody's pain is irrelevant, especially with you and mine and your relationship. I think that the foundation of a relationship between two people is to have also trust, but also be able to be a team and support each other no matter how big the problem is or whatever it is. I think that's the key to having a really good relationship. And I never want you to feel that you're irrelevant in any way or anything that you go through, because it's not. It's just us helping each other as a team. There's no gauge in my mind of like, oh, it's up here or it's down here. But how do you feel, baby, with being with me and being with someone with chronic illness? How is that different for you, and how has that changed your life and helped you, or has it made it more difficult for you?
Well, I'll answer that in a minute, but I also just want to clarify. You, like I said, you are such an incredible human being, and you have never once made me feel like my life issues are any less important than what you have had to face in life, which is why I constantly say, anytime I see you, you know, advising someone, imparting words of wisdom, trying to help them out, because that's who you are. You love to help people, and I love that you've been able to take all that darkness that you've gone through to help others, and you want to be able to make a difference in people's lives. And so I think that because of everything that you have gone through, you're wise beyond your years, and I've told you that so many times. And so I'm so grateful that even though I have felt in the past, or maybe once in a while, that I can't express some, you know, some negative feelings or thoughts or things that are happening in my life, you have never once made me feel that way. And I love that not only with me, but with others, you can empathize with people's life struggles, and you can relate it to what you have been through. And because you have been through so many difficult things, unfathomable things, you are still able to empathize with other people. You're still able to guide them down a path of enlightenment and love and encouragement and positivity and acceptance. And that's such a beautiful thing about you. But to answer your question, I never thought that I would be with somebody who has CF, but you have been able to bring so much value to my life because of the person that you have become, because of the man that you have become due to your illness. You have been able to move me, shape me, and help me in so many ways that I never thought possible, and that nobody has ever been able to help me with before. And you just have this ability to understand and to think about things differently, right? And you have this completely different mindset than most people. And I love that when I come to you, you're able to help me through these things that I never thought I could be helped through. But the advice you give, the wisdom you partake, there's something different about what you have to offer to people. Not only to me, I'm saying this about myself as well, but just to anybody. And so for me, being in a relationship with somebody who has cystic fibrosis, but you specifically has been such a blessing in my life. And honestly, anytime that you are around anybody and they get to see that beauty in you that I see with, you know, your wisdom and your love and your support, it warms my heart, because I love that other people get to see what you have to offer the world due to everything that you have gone through. And we also want to make sure that people know that we're talking about CF here, but truly, you are a remarkable person to be able to help anybody through anything. I don't know why God gave you this gift along with your illness, but I think that you have been able to create something really beautiful and really astounding from your illness.
Yeah, and I agree, and I thank you for all those kind words. And it's interesting how life works, and I think that in life we have to give back to the people that we love, because that's what life is about. I think that it's not about us, it's about everybody else. And I think that the people around you come first, obviously, but being able to help just everybody and give back to them and just show them hope and show them love and show them support, that's what we're missing here. And being in a relationship with you also has showed me what true love is, because also having cystic fibrosis and coming up in the culture that I'm from, there isn't much of that being expressed. So you've helped me be able to express those things to people, which has in return helped me help more people. So you have a lot to do with that too.